This video will show you how to replace the power steering pressure line from the power steering box to the brake booster on a GMC Sierra 2500. This will be located along the driver's side of your engine compartment. Let's get into it. Okay friend, let's get started on our job. Now the first thing we have to do is make our way down along the driver's side of the engine, and this is where we can see our power steering pump reservoir. Remove any debris from around the cap, remove the cap. We're going to remove as much fluid from inside the system as possible. To remove the fluid, I'm going to be using a fluid extractor. Once you've removed the fluid, let's just go ahead and reinstall the cap for now. Now that we've done that, we're making our way over towards where the master cylinder is. As you make your way along the rear of the master cylinder, we can see that we do have power steering lines leading to it. These are for the brake booster. We're going to be removing the one that's over towards the driver's side of this area. You can use a 16 millimeter to start loosening the fitting. Go ahead and take hold of that line, pull it away from the brake booster area. Now, if you were to follow this line, you're going to find it makes its way down towards the engine, leading all the way down towards our power steering box along the front of the frame area. Now, as we make our way down towards the steering box, there are two power steering lines leading to it. The one with the fitting right here is the one we're looking for. We are going to be opening up the power steering system at that power steering box, so we need to have a collection receptacle under the area. We're using an 18 millimeter for this. Now we can start removing that line from inside the engine compartment. We can start removing the line. Pull it out from under these other power steering lines. Making our way across. There it is, friend. Prior to installation of any brand new part, let's clean and inspect our mounting areas. We're starting down at the power steering box. As we wipe this, we're wiping away from the center port. After a close inspection of that, we'll continue on up at our brake booster. Up here at the brake booster, once again, we're wiping away from the circular port. Just give this a quick inspection. This looks good. And now it's time for installation of our brand new power steering pressure line. Now, before you go to install this, the first thing that I like to do is install my sealing O-rings along each end. You can see that I've already slid it onto the tip here. And if you look at the other side, I have one on there as well. Once you have both of those in place, we're going to start installing this in the engine compartment. Now for this is going to be the side that leads to our brake booster. And then the other side that looks more triangular at the end, that's down at our steering box. Let's go ahead and get this in position. So as I bring this in, I've already taped both ends, so no miscellaneous debris falls inside of my line or my system as I continue on. I'm going to take the triangular end of this that leads down to the box, and I'm coming along the side of my brake booster and master cylinder. As I bring that down, I'm going underneath some of my hoses and lines, making my way towards that steering box. here. I'm just going to remove the tape from the end of my line. We'll double check to make sure we still have our gasket on. I still have my gasket in place. This is exactly what we need to see. Otherwise, you're going to have a leak. We'll bring this down along the box. Starting to align it here. Go ahead and start in that fitting. I'm pressing the end of the line into my steering box as far as possible here, and then we'll start in our 18mm headed fitting. Once you have that started in by hand, continue on to snugging it up. Now that we have that line started in and snugged, let's torque it to 24 foot-pounds. Double check to make sure that's secured in place. We will be cleaning this area. For now, let's make our way all the way up the line to that brake booster. Now when I bring this over, I can see that I do still have my O-ring gasket on the end of the line. Once we have that line in proper placement, we'll continue on starting in our fitting, and the torque for this will be 24 foot-pounds as well. I've got my torque wrench. Let's go ahead and torque this. Take hold of the line, double check to make sure that's secured in place. It should not move around in any way. At this point, our pressure line's fully installed. Let's make sure we clean both mating areas. For this, I'm just using a little bit of parts cleaner and a rag. We'll give it a quick wipe. We want to make sure it's clean and dry, so when we do fill the system and start it, we can double check for leaks. This looks good here. Let's make our way down to the box next. All right, that looks good as well. Now, just one last quick inspection in this area prior to filling our power steering fluid. Everything is good here, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my power steering reservoir cap by turning it counterclockwise. We can remove that. Now, as we look at our power steering cap, it has a small dipstick along the bottom, and you can see where it says full cold as you rotate it. It has a small line. We're going to fill the power steering reservoir with the manufacturer's specified fluid up to that line. Use a small funnel. Now we're not trying to fill all the way up to the top of this reservoir, so we will have to check this several times. All right. So the fluid level is a little high here. That's okay. I can make adjustments as necessary. For now, I'm just lightly closing this. Now that we have our power steering cap in place, go ahead and safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so both front wheels are off the ground. Once you've completed that, make your way into the passenger compartment. Now, while we're in the vehicle, we need to make sure that we've fully charged our Hydro Boost accumulator. This is part of the power steering system. For this, we're going to have to start the vehicle. Once the vehicle's running, we're going to firmly apply the brake pedal approximately 10 to 15 times, and then turn off the engine. Now that we have the engine off, we're going to put the key back in the on position without the engine running. We're going to turn the steering wheel all the way in one direction till it stops. Once you're there, pause for approximately 2 seconds and turn all the way in the other direction. Once you're at that lock point, pause there as well. 2 seconds, then turn to the other direction. You're going to repeat this process approximately 12 to 15 times. This is going to help remove any air from in the system. After completing that action inside the passenger compartment, we're back under the hood here. It's time to check that power steering fluid level again. As you can tell looking at this, our fluid level did go down. That's exactly what should happen. As air is making its way out of the system, fluid's making its way in. We're going to top this off. Looking inside here, I can tell my fluid level is very low. Let's take our time topping this off. bottom of the dipstick there, just a little bit more. Now, since this vehicle is still cold, it has not been running for an extended period of time, we want to top it off up to the cold full line, not the hot line. There it is. Level's perfect. We'll go ahead and clean any mess in this area. Of course, reinstall the cover. Okay, friend, we finished the installation of our power steering pressure line. Now at this point, we want to make sure we clean any mounting areas. We're going to run the vehicle, double check for leaks. Go ahead and close the hood and take your vehicle for a road test. Thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.